Development Bank of Kazakhstan sums up results of the past 12 months. Find out about industries and projects in which the bank invested 480 billion tenge in 2019. In Berlin, 5 Central Asian countries agreed on ways of protecting the environment and combating climate change. Astana Hub opens up great opportunities for creative minds of Kazakhstan. Young, talented people can learn, develop startups, and most importantly, turn their ideas into investment projects. The United States named Kazakhstan as the best place for the low-enriched uranium bank of the International Atomic Energy Agency. The reserve of up to 90 metric tons, suitable to make fuel for a typical light water reactor, is located at the Ulba metallurgical plant in Uzbekistan. The creation of the bank was initiated by the Nuclear Threat Initiative. The vice president of this organization highlighted that the uranium in the bank is not dangerous and can't be used to make a nuclear weapon. It can be used only as fuel for nuclear plants. The agreement between Kazakhstan and the IAEA on the low-enriched uranium bank in Uzbekistan was signed in August 2015.
Kazakhstan's leadership here and their non-proliferation record made them the perfect host for this fuel bank. Kazakhstan volunteered, and they were able to negotiate with the IAEA how the legal mechanisms would work. And then just last month, the first shipment of low-enriched uranium was delivered to the facility there to be in the bank in case somebody needs it in the future. Well, I have no doubt about the Kazakhstani ability to secure the low-enriched uranium that's placed there. And the site already has, strong security, and the IAEA has oversight over that material, and so they come in and they check it regularly. The material that's there can't be used to make a weapon. It can be used for fuel for a power plant, but it's not dangerous from a weapons point of view.
In 2019, the Development Bank of Kazakhstan invested more than 480 billion tenge in the manufacturing industry and infrastructure projects. The financial institution summed up results of the past year. Thus, 8 domestic enterprises were modernized and put into operation. One of them is the launch of the solar power plant with a capacity of 100 megawatts built near Almaty. Other projects include the construction of the Sararka gas pipeline, modernization and reconstruction of oil refineries in Shymkent and Atrau. Analysts said that all these ventures have a large multiplier effect in the country's economy. In addition, last year the DBK approved 14 projects, 11 of which are investment projects and 3 are export operations. The industrial loans issued to clients are quite diverse. The loans can be secured in production of electrical equipment and oil refinery products, as well as in metallurgy, electricity, food industry, and other areas of industrial production. The Development Bank of Kazakhstan is assigned to be the main operator in implementing large-scale industrial and infrastructure projects. In Berlin, the foreign ministers of 5 Central Asian countries have signed a declaration on the environment. The document reflects the main points of cooperation, which includes the fight against climate change. Berlin hosted a conference to present the Green Central Asia project on climate protection, initiated by Germany as part of implementation of the new European Union strategy for the region. Kazakh Foreign Minister Mukhtar Tuluyberde, in his speech, highlighted the relevance of the project for Kazakhstan and neighboring countries.
Германия запустила инициативу «Зеленая Центральная Азия». Здесь прежде всего предполагается...
Germany launched the Green Central Asia initiative that should provide exchange of information and measurement of environmental changes in our region. Recommendations are expected as well. We will develop a joint roadmap as part of this declaration. It means that each country will put joint efforts and measures to overcome a negative environmental impacts.
Усилия, меры о том, чтобы преодолевать, те негативные воздействия, которые у нас происходят в экологии.
Authorities of Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan plan to strengthen bilateral cooperation on migration. Measureless, the lower house of Kazakh parliament approved the bill on ratification of the agreement on countering the illegal migration between the two countries. The document defines a number of joint measures of the two parties in areas such as information exchange, cooperation of law enforcement bodies, as well as regulation of the new procedure of issuing passports for citizens. The agreement was signed in April of last year in Tashkent.
Қазіргі уақытқа шейін осындай 14 келісім әзірленді.
To date, 14 agreements of this kind have been developed with other partners. 5 of them were signed. Currently, the agreements have been ratified by Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, Uzbekistan and Belarus. The agreement with Armenia is planned to be signed this year. 8 agreements are being approved through domestic procedures of other countries. This work will be continued.
Ішкі мемлекет жаңа өздерінің процедураларын өткізіп жатыр. Бұл жұмыс жалғасады.
Kyrgyzstan has suspended imports of agricultural products from China. Such measure has been taken due to coronavirus outbreak in the neighboring country. On January 24th, the Kyrgyz government imposed a ban on meat products from China as a measure to prevent the spread of coronavirus in the country. Previously, borders with China were completely closed. The trade embargo will be valid until February 1st.
23-нен баштап Қытай ел республикасының менен боло турган каттамдардын баары токтоду.
Starting from January 23rd, we have suspended almost all transfer through the Chinese border. Torugard Pass and Kyrgyzstan border crossing points will be completely closed. At first, it was the regular closing of borders due to the celebration of the Chinese New Year. But now we are taking measures to strengthen this policy and stop all transfer of agricultural goods.
Ал жерге дагы бир да кыймыл аракет, адамдардын кыймыл аракеттери жана продукцияны ташып келүү кыймыл аракеттери токтоду.
Kyrgyz authorities highlight that restrictions are temporary. Currently, the Ministry of Agriculture is analyzing the situation in order to decide to which products it will be necessary to maintain the import ban and which ones will be possible to import from other countries. All the relevant departments responsible for product safety and public health in Kyrgyzstan are preparing to detect the virus at an early stage. We have 2 virology laboratories that received international accreditation in our country. The equipment can detect the coronavirus. However, if we suddenly have any difficulties with this, the World Health Organization has expressed its willingness to help us in identifying the virus. In that case, we will send the samples abroad for the rapid tests. The specially formed headquarters of the government are monitoring all the operational work to prevent the spread of coronavirus in Kyrgyzstan. Sanitary and quarantine control points have been opened at all external borders of the country. The special thermal images are used in 2 international airports to inspect passengers with fever. All the arrived passengers are tested. The flights to China are temporarily cancelled. Tax and visa benefits as well as support to IT startups, a lot of incubation and accelerator programs are created in the International Technology Park Astana Hub, where young professionals do not only learn, develop and receive effective assistance from qualified international experts, but they also turn their ideas into investment projects.
Мы получили уникальные на территории СНГ условия.
We got unique conditions such as tax preferences on the territory of the Commonwealth of Independent States. Thus, startup developers who created a project and started making money in IT can be exempted from all taxes in our country for 5 years. This allows forming a competitive environment and creating an IT market, as well as establishing competitive companies that can join neighboring markets.
Создавать конкурентные компании, которые могут входить на соседние рынки.
To date, Astana Hub serves 163 IT companies and nearly 700 startups, 17 research and development centers of major domestic and foreign IT associations. Last year, the technology park projects were presented in countries such as Singapore, the United States, Portugal, the United Arab Emirates, South Korea, Finland, and several CIS countries.
Сейчас с нашей командой проделывается большая работа, закрепления.
Currently, our team is doing a lot of work to consolidate these memorandums and to continue working together. Since the establishment of Astana Hub, we've attracted nearly 7 billion investments into our projects, including foreign projects. Our projects cover a number of different areas, but first of all, we will be talking about online sales. We have a huge number of social projects, which include education, healthcare, and security sectors.
Хранение, это безопасность. Их тоже немало.
Astana Hub plans to actively attract regional innovation and infrastructure facilities, such as technology parks, innovation centers, startup academies, commercialization offices, and research institutes in its ecosystem. The anniversary of Al-Farabi will be celebrated under the auspices of UNESCO this year. This implies the extensive research of the scientist's legacy. His works, such as treatises on the views of the residents of the virtuous city, the pearls of wisdom, and civil policy, are of great interest. In total, more than 100 works of the scientist, written in Hebrew, Latin, and Arabic, have been preserved to this day. Al-Farabi commented on works of the ancient Greek philosopher Aristotle. Everybody knows that Al-Farabi has been named as the second philosopher after Aristotle. The philosopher had fundamental knowledge in many areas, including mathematics and music. The alma mater of Al-Farabi studies in the Institute of Philosophy, Political Science and Religious Studies. In 1990s, the Kazakh National University also launched the Al-Farabi studies. In the future, following the example of Kazakhstan, Al-Farabi research centers will be opened in 12 countries. Prior to the anniversary of the great philosopher, Kazakhstan Center will host an international symposium and will launch a new electronic platform.
Ол үш тілде жұмыс істейді. Фарабидің ойлары, оның идеялары қазіргі біздің заманымызда.
Our goal is to put together all the variety of information about Al-Farabi. So, an interested person can go to the website and find films, documents, primary sources, and scientific articles. The philosopher's ideas are still relevant and they can give solutions to many problems.
Мәселелерде қарастырылады деп ойлаймыз.
The website will work based on Invisible College. It will be a community of Al-Farabi scholars from around the world. They will publish their projects and have discussions. In addition, the platform will provide online courses. Work of Abai as a politician and state governor will be studied. Scientists confirmed that this part of his multifaceted personality is still unknown. The starting point for research was information that Abai was a ruler of the Konur-Kokshe village near Semey. This has been evidenced by letters of the educator to Russian governors, which were preserved in archives of Omsk and St. Petersburg. A team of historians will carefully examine the letters soon. Experts of the Abai Academy Research Institute, created under Eurasian National University, are expected to implement 15 projects. They will discuss the personality, biography, philosophical ideas, and creativity of Abai.
Абайдың текстологиясы бүгінгі күнге дейін бір ізге түзілген жоқ. Әлі де даулы, әлі де шешімін
To date, Abai's testology hasn't been systematized properly. Currently, there are still facts that cause a lot of controversy. Our goal is to pass on the rich legacy of Abai to the future generation. For this purpose, we invited the scholars for close cooperation, including researchers from Kazakhstan as well as the foreign researchers from Turkey and Tatarstan.
Biz әріптестік орнатқан Түркия, Татарстан, тағы да басқа Абай шығармашылығымен айналысатын ғалымдар да сол санаттан табылатын болады.
A A Kazakh poetess has joined the Nobel laureates. Raushan Burkutbayeva Nukenova has become a member of the European Academy of Science, Arts and Humanities. She is the first representative of Kazakhstan among the academicians of this association, including nearly 70 laureates of the Nobel Prize. Raushan Burkutbayeva Nukenova was acknowledged for contribution to development of literature. The poetess believed that the French academicians were interested in her works, published in collaboration with talented translator Afanasy Vanchevte-Tracy.
Я для них олицетворение Казахстана, литературы.
They think that I am an embodiment of Kazakhstan and Kazakh literature. It is an honor for me. As a citizen of our country, I promote our culture and our literature.
Потому что я популяризирую нашу культуру, нашу литературу.